Okay, Coach, football, of course, back in L.A. and back at StubHub Center in Carson, California. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And, Brandon, as we continue to see, so much of the influence on this game is now coming from those hybrid-type players. In this case, strong safety, not worried about covering the pass. What a play on the run.
Tackled for a loss.
Yeah, forget the pregame introductions. He introduced himself with authority on that play.
And his throw is incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it also lead to a 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood what the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give him much run after catch.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Now a first carry from Melvin Gordon. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. The linebacker, Anthony Hitchens, there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, they'll run to Gordon. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gun, gun.
Back to throw here. Eluding the pressure right. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Tight end right. Now let's go.
They're going to look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Tight right.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
You.
On second down, here's Mahomes. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Call it a gain of 5. And just like that, it's third down.
Hey, boys, we got 4 down.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And it's complete to Kelsey. And oh, he coughed it up. And picked up by the Chargers. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close, and it's not something they even imagine because the amount of time that we know they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning. They've got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. 3 down. Hurry up, here we go. 3:19. 3:19. Mike's
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Alert!
Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Single, slot.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This is Gordon on the dump off. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Gone! 59. Leopard! Watch the run! 36.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Even. 4 down.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, Creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Gun! Hey, guys, check me out. Set! 3-19!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got his man. It's Williams. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7.
Now let's go! Green, 30.
1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chargers have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 21.
3 down. Left.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Woo! Let's get it. Tight ends on the loose. Ace!
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. And that's incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Left. Check. Throw. SOS. Z. Throw.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Yet another 1st down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Z.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Dumps that off to Ware. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Mahomes to throw once more. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended target, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Joey Bosa able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Returning, it's Benjamin. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. Hurry up. Here we go.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. Room to run past midfield. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. This is caught by Williams. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger 1st.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Here for a modest gain. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw here. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
3 down, 3 down. 44's the mic. 44's the mic.
2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. We'll come back to Southern California after this.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. 44, Mike.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13.
Here we go now.
Now it's his carry for Melvin Gordon. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. The all-pro safety Eric Berry in on the stop.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The Chargers will bring out the field goal unit now. Oh, that's offline. He hooked it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So we would have figured that one to be 3 points in the bank, but this game, it can be unpredictable at times.
Yeah, he knew he needed to pull it ever so slightly to get it going in the right direction, but he seemed to put a little too much on it, and from short range, that is a bad miss for an NFL kicker.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around with the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Gotta assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Black 58 rail! Black 58 rail! Z, 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 Z! Left, 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 left! Switch, switch!
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Joey Bosa in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company.
Left, 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 left!
Final shot before the half for Mahomes. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, so the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you turn that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That looked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, This feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Now Gordon. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. The Chargers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Tight end's right. Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. On is the punter, King, to send it away. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They're excited about where they are in this game.
He displayed a nice little hurdle there before he got taken down after. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
You don't want no problems. You don't want no problems with me. Now let's go!
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Blue 90.
They'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This from 54 yards away. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. So another long try for 3 and another kick that comes up lacking.
Yeah, this isn't going to do any wonders for his field goal percentage, but you have to figure as a head coach that when you send a guy out there to try and kick from that distance, it's a 50-50 proposition at best.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And going deep for Hill. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Ace!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. And it's knocked away and incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
50-yard punt.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Set. 3-19.
They'll drop to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Set. 3-19. 3-19. Gone. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big gain of 38 there on 3rd down. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now Gordon on 1st down. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 6.
Lucky 56. Detroit!
Now back to throw. Henry's got it out on the left side. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there. This quarterback now perfect since the 2nd half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Green 39! Green 39! Gone!
Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one good for 13 and a Charger 1st.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
4 down. Check. Gone!
They go play action here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. They'll run it now out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. The Chargers on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 11.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
He'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So he missed his first couple hits there and puts his team up by more.
And while it wasn't absolutely crucial at that point, how great is that for his confidence to finally put one through the post?
This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 20. At the 24-yard line. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Looking deep downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And Robinson with a big catch. And out across midfield down to the 45. Give them 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And going deep for Hill. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
They'll set up a throw. And going deep for Hill. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, they really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
And he spins through. Back now at the StubHub Center in Carson, as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4.
Hey, 4 down. Set. 3-19.
They run it here with Gordon. And an alley to run. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 12 yards there. The Chargers have a 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Space to run past the 20 and down to the 16-yard line. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
3 down.
This is Gordon. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
We got 4.
Here's Gordon. Now he fights his way in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. Now the try here for the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. You might need a massage from the trainer right now for all the work he's getting.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
4 down, check.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. They'll set up to throw, and that is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Tight end's right. Watch him now, Barney. Barney. 4 down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to look deep for Watkins. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. He was looking for Watkins that time. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. I think this defense tired of seeing him run the football, and this D-line probably getting sick of the O-line as well.
And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about a conversation I had with Adam Gase, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins in the offseason. He told me that he asked his running backs each week for their favorite runs. Give me your 3 top runs. And right now, you're seeing a guy that's probably using his top runs to great advantage in this game.
He is in his zone. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Brendan, every great running backs coach that I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Dorian O'Daniel, 3rd-round pick in 2018, made the tackle.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Gordon. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? The Chargers on 3rd down, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This time it's 3rd and 3. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.